The violent scenes breaking out at campus protests across this country over the war in Gaza. The dramatic images tonight. Mass protests now at Columbia, NYU, MIT, Yale, the University of Minnesota, Berkeley, and several more campuses. At NYU, New York City's mayor blaming outside agitators for tossing bottles and chairs at officers. At Cal Poly Humboldt in Northern California, protesters clashing with police in riot gear, trying to get them to leave. ABC's Stephanie Ramos at Columbia tonight on the scenes playing out across this country.
Tonight, these images show protests turning violent as police struggle to control students at Cal Poly Humboldt. Demonstrations spreading from coast to coast. Protesters facing off with police in riot gear, using furniture to barricade themselves inside this academic building as officers with shields try to move in. One protester bashing police with an empty water jug. It comes after more than 150 students and faculty were arrested at NYU overnight when police moved in to clear pro-Palestinian protesters who refused to move. We will free Palestine. The crowd then marching to police headquarters. New York's Mayor Eric Adams blaming outside agitators for a violent turn in campus protests, pointing to this video he says shows bottles and chairs thrown at officers.
People who peacefully protest for an issue, they're not throwing bottles and chairs. The chair dented the helmet. Can you imagine if you didn't have the helmet on?
Today, NYU ramping up security with a new barricade. Protesters are now digging in, from Berkeley to the University of Michigan to the University of Minnesota, where police today took down tents and made arrests. Colleges struggling under a new wave of solidarity protests, inspired by the movement at Columbia University.
The encampment here at Columbia University is at the center of this campus. Demonstrators are studying and sleeping here, all while workers try to set all of this up for graduation just 3 weeks away.
Protesters are demanding colleges divest from companies they say profit from ties to Israel.
We're not planning on packing up and going home. We are here because people in Palestine are going through so much worse.
Columbia offering virtual learning for the last week of classes after some Jewish students said they felt unsafe on campus, like Aiden Hunter, who tells us he understands why people are protesting.
I don't mean to diminish that, but I'd say the majority of my friends, especially Jewish friends, feel a sense of insecurity at this time.
But among the pro-Palestinian protesters here are also some Jewish Americans, like Professor Alex Wolf.
Anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism are not the same thing, and that it is one thing to have beliefs, the beliefs of the Jewish religion, and it is another thing to support the policies and actions of the Israeli state.
Columbia University says they are still in talks with protesters, adding that work continues in good faith. David.
Stephanie Ramos again tonight. Steph, thank you.